Okay, this is a very short and quick tutorial to show you how to give orders to your troops. Even though your troops are very smart, there are times when you might want to give them specific orders. By default, they will always escort and defend you. Here we have our standard team, Steve, Burke, and Brad is in front of me here. We have two guys joining us for this session, GID02 and GID01. When you look at your priority list with Alt-P, you will see that only your team are in there. As you do Alt-P to cycle through the list, notice that the name on the radar, the target radar, changes. Now we have Brad, Steve, Burke, Brad again. This is a quick way to bring up the list of your escorts, but GID 1 and 2 are not in that list. So you have to select them manually using the period and comma key to cycle through the target. If there's a lot of targets around, you don't want to be cycling through all of them when you want to give orders in a hurry. So the best thing to do is to put all your troops in your priority list. So here I'm going to add GID01 and GID02 to my priority list. First, I'm going to point at GID01. I'm going to hit the / key, which is a head target command. As you can see, he's now selected. Then I'm going to do P, and he's added to my priority list. Now if I do Alt-P, he's in there. See, he's the first target in there. Now I look for the other guy, which would be GID02, target it, / P again to add him to the priority list, and then Alt-P, and there he is. So now all 5 are in the priority list. So instead of using period and comma keys to cycle through your escorts, just use a priority list, because it just lists anybody that's escorting you is in that priority list. So let's see how you give these guys orders. I'm going to move over here. To give your guys orders, you just have to select them. You can select them in the standard radar, which I will do here. Let me select Steve. I've selected Steve using the period and comma keys. I'm going to hit C to bring up the orders menu, and I'm going to give him the halt command, F7. Now if we move over here, just watch, Steve is not going to move. He's got his orders, he's going to stay there. Let's do something similar, but this time, instead of using the radar, let's use the priority list. Let's look for Brad. Alt-P, P, 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 and there's Brad. So Brad is now selected. Do C for orders. And I'm going to tell Brad to halt. F7. He's not moving. So now we're going to go over here. And Brad's not budging. So that's how you do that. Now, those are direct orders. This is how you can handle direct orders for your troops. What if you wanted them to act on another target? For instance, I want to have GID2, who's here in front of me, to escort, defend, or attack that ACAV vehicle in front of me there. What you want to do first is you have to designate the target that you want to give, you want to make the purpose of the order. So if you want GID02 to escort or attack that ACAV target, you first have to designate the ACAV target. Let me put my weapon away first. Nope, that's the wrong key. What I want to do is I want to put my weapon away. I'm just going to cycle through them anyway. Just select this one out of here. Well, selected my pistol there. Haha. Okay, let's leave the weapon open for now. Anyway, ACAV is in front of me. I select it. I have to switch to the ground radar because it's a ground target. / key, and he's now in my my radar list. And I press O. He's now designated. Well, not he, it. That means whatever command I give to my troops, I have the option to give them that target. So let's go through the priority list with Alt P and let's look for GID2. There he is. We want GID2. We'll press C. So now we have GID2. As you can see, the F2, F3, and F9 commands have the ACAV selected. So we can give F2, defend or escort, F3, engage or attack, and F9, proceed. We're going to give F2, and there goes GID2. He's going to escort that object. So say we wanted to create a separate team consisting of GID02 and GID01. We'll go for GID01 here. I'm not even looking at him. I'm not even targeting him. I could be clean clear across the map. It will still get my orders. As you can see, I haven't even turned. I don't even see GID01 in front of me. So I press C. I can give him the same order. F2. And here he comes running. So now we have GID01 and 2 escorting the ACAV. So if we wanted to change those orders, right now we have GID01 selected. You press C, F1 to defend and escort me. He's going to come back to me. His previous orders are now cancelled. Let's do the same with GID02. Press C, F1, it's on his way to me. Say we wanted to break them up into teams. We want these two guys to be their own team. So we want GID01 and GID02 to work on their own. How do we do that? We have to make one of them the leader. In this case, let's make GID01, let's assume he's a leader. So we want 02 to escort 01. For that, we have to designate 01. So we switch to ground radar. Oh, well, we don't need the radar. Remember, we can use a priority list. Look for 01. There he is. And then we hit the O key to designate him. He's our current target. So now we want 02 to escort 01. So we go through the list again. Look for 02. Press the C for the orders menu. As you can see, the F2, F3, and F9 commands, well, not the F9, F1, the F2 and F3 currently have GID01 as a target. So we want GID02 to escort 01, so we hit the F2. He's now the escort. Now remember, 01 is escorting me, 02 is escorting 01. Let's move away and see what happens. In combat, what will happen is 02 will engage targets that take on 01. He will not engage targets that take on me as a priority. So if we wanted to break them up, that's how we would do it. We can also have 01, who's a leader, do something else completely. Watch this. I'm going to target that vehicle up ahead. Switch to ground radar, /. That's the cab. I'm going to designate it with O. Now I'm going to find 01, press the C. I'm going to tell him to escort that cab. Watch, 01 is going to go there and 02 is going to follow him, because that's his leader. Remember Brad? Brad, we left him all the way down there. Let's go over here. If you look behind, there's only 3 of you. Let's call Brad. Alt P. See, The priority list also gives you the orders. You can see Brad has a hold order, which means he's not moving. Brad and Steve have hold orders. So let's find Steve first. See, you press F1. Now Steve's orders have changed. Now let's go to Brad. Press C for the command menu. F1. If you go back to the list, you can see that his orders have changed. So you select Brad, you do F10, and here he comes. He's already here, actually. Well, he's finding the path where we left him, and there he is. And there's Steve. Eventually, everybody will come to you. They will always seek out a path. Here they come. Here come Brad and Steve. And if you go on this side, you should see those two guys still over at the cav unit. In fact, let's look for the cav. It's on ground radar. / to select. Well, that's okay. That's GID2 anyway. Hit F10, and then they are. They're both standing right next to the cav. Now let's call them back. We first select GID2, who's selected. See, F1. He's no longer escorting his leader. He's now ignored his leader. He's coming to us. Let's call his leader as well. GID01. Press C. F1. And here he comes. Eventually, your entire team will come to you. And you'll be one happy team again. Here comes GID01. 02 is probably still looking for a path. We can see what he's doing if we just go to priority list. Find him. He's behind those crates. F10. There he is. He's looking for a path. He'll find one soon enough and come to us. That's pretty much it. That's how you order your team. In combat, this can get very, very scary. Here comes 02. This can get very, very scary. Also, remember, when you enter vehicles, your entire team will follow you into that vehicle if they can. So this MFB has a lot of passenger slots, as you can see. Let's see what happens when I go in. This slot, it has 2, 4, 6, 8. And there's me and the 5 other guys. So I'm going to go in the passenger seat. F10, F7 view. Rotate around, and they're all in. I don't have to give them those orders at all. As long as you enter an asset like a gunship or a vehicle that has passenger slots, they will follow you. Well, what happens if... Let's Control E to get out. What happens if you enter an asset that doesn't have enough slots? Well, they will wait. Watch this. The first person to get to you will enter the vehicle, the others will wait, and they will follow you. So if you enter a gunship and fly away, these guys are going to try and run all the way to wherever you are. So let me enter this ACAV here in the passenger side. Watch, let's see who first gets in. 2, 3, there you go. See, first come, first serve. We have one guy left behind. What happens when we drive off? Oh, there's 2 of them. Here's GID02. Hey, guy. There they come. They'll just follow us. And even though I'm in the vehicle, I can still give them orders. So first I got to figure out who's out there. Well, it looks like those 0, 1, and 2 guys. So I can tell them to stop. I can do Alt-P, C, 7 to halt. Look for the other guy. C. F7 to halt. And... oh, he's still coming, so that must be one of my guys. That must be Brad. Haha! Let's see who that is and who's pursuing. You can tell from their order who's pursuing you. First, let's stop here. And that looks like Mark. Yep, it was Burke. No, it wasn't. Burke's in the vehicle with me. Ha! Okay. So, let's see who that was. He's an MI Marine, so it can only be one of these two guys. Let's see if it's Brad. And yes, it was Brad. So we actually left Brad behind. So we now told him to halt. And we're driving around. And we can go back and get them if we wanted to. Watch what happens when I go to them. Okay, we'll stop. Control E to get out. We're out. They're still in halt mode because we told them to wait over there. And there, that's Brad. So we tell Brad, C, F1, come to me. Let's look for GID02. C, come to me. Look for the other guy. Alt P, who else is there? Everyone's an escort, and here they will all come back, and your entire team is back here with you. And here they all are. So that's what happens. You enter a vehicle. If there's space, they will all get in, or they will just follow. When you exit, they will all get out. And during combat, sometimes you will go on a mission where there's you and your guys, and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of clone Marines running around. If you select them on troop radar, and you have a higher rank than they do, you can just select them, press the C key to communicate with them, and then give them the F1 order. So what ends up happening is you end up with an entire team of people other than the 3 guys that are with you. But they all die. Your guys have a much higher AI level, so they're harder to kill. But at least if you end up with 64 Marines running around, you can now all go into a dynamic jump point and jump to a hostile base and take it apart. I mean, you will lose some people, but a rule of thumb is leave no man behind, because everybody has its use, and you never know when they will come in handy. So that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at the... Okay, let's see how these guys do in combat when you give them orders. This will be very quick. They're all here. My 3 guys and the 2 GID guys. E. To activate the jump pad. Where are we going? We're going to... How about we go to... Let's go to Delta today and see how there they are. Notice that as soon as you go through a jump gate, the same way they follow you, as long as you're in escort mode, they will all follow you all over the place. So let's go prone first. We see some guys on radar. Notice everyone's gone prone. You see, everyone's gone down. Now we're going to split these guys into groups. Everyone's firing now, so I'm going to go to GID. I'm going to add him to my priority list. Let's go to troop radar. Where's my guy? That's Burke. Oh, there he is. Let's select him. Priority list. Where's number 2? Let's see where our number 2 guy is. Is that him? No, that's not him. That's him in front of us. Priority list. So now we're in priority. They're both in priority list. Now I'm going to tell GID 2 to engage on his own. Press C. F4. Attack at will. And then I'm going to make GID 1 his escort. See? To do that, I have to first select him as my target. That's 2 over there. Where is he? He's right there. Okay, so we designate him with O. Now we go to O1, hit C, tell him to defend and escort F2, and that's it. He's gonna go after him. There he goes. So that's 1 team over there, and we're off. So those 2 guys are on their own. as a separate team, doing their own thing, while we are going somewhere else, doing something else completely different. No clue what's going on inside that smoke. Let's go find out. Oh! GID 1 and 2 are on their own, going their own way, doing their own thing, and we're just going giving them backup. See, there goes GID 0, 1 and 2, seeking out their own targets. And looks like all the bad guys are dead. And that's pretty much it. All the bad guys are gone. So that's how you separate your team, and at any time you can select these two guys and have them escort you again and go your merry way. Until you do that, they will continue to seek out their own targets as a specific and different team. See, us four are here, those two are off on their own looking for targets of opportunity. If they find any, they will engage and do what they do. One is the leader and the other one just follows his orders. You see, they're looking around, don't see anything. Search and destroy profile, they don't see anybody. They will stop every now and then to look around. If they see any hostiles, they will engage. If they don't, they'll keep looking. And that's pretty much how you split your team up.